Okay, got an early start today. Got one day to get this bike together, so let's see how much we're gonna get done. So right now it is 11:30, right there, and sunlight 11:30. That's a miracle around here. I don't even get up this early in the morning. So, all right, we're gonna put this thing together. So I gotta throw a motor, tranny in there, and get it going. The goal is to get it to actually run today before they take it out of here. It's leaving tonight sometime. Let's get to work. Okay. Always like to paint the motor mouth before I throw the motor in. Same with transmission. So we get the brake pedal out of the way so you get a motor to slide in. First problem. Next problem is tools. Tools where you're working on improvement. Important thing. Figure out what bolts you need now. Longer than that. That might work. First thing to do is use heavy duty washers, still thin ones. First thing you do. Okay. Some nuts. Once you got all your hardware ready to go, then you can put the motor in. Got no help, so I just have to do it myself. Okay. fresh coat of paint on your raw motor mounts. When you put the motor on top, it'll squeeze it out and seal up the gaps. Loctite on your bolts. Gets my back activated early in the morning. It's always a good thing, right? This hairline's going to be a problem here. See if we can knock the camera over the hairline. Okay. Another closer view here. Out of the tank of me. Okay, so usually I like putting the motor tranny together and tighten them up as a unit, which we still need to work on yet. And I get the transmission ready to go in there. I'm going to put this plate on the bottom of the gearbox. So this is the hardware they gave me to work with right here. It's not very heavy duty. Got 2 good washers, and that's about it. There's some crappy ass nuts we're not going to use. Okay, so I got 2 items I can use, and the rest of the stuff is trash. So I'm going to find me some washers to use. Put heavy duty washers underneath the motor mounts right here, so that should be good. Looks like we need some nuts to go with everything else around here. There's some more washers. I thought I had some more washers floating around. Okay, so there's a tranny right there. We'll work on this right here. The camera's going to slow me down today, I can tell. Found the clutch lever. That needs to be put on also. Hopefully it fits. Appears not. What a shocker. Find some tools. Stuff out of your way, like motor mount stands. More stuff out of your way, the better you can work. Okay, I need some nuts. So I'm going to 4 lock nuts for the motor, for the bottom of the tranny, and 1 big one for the top. Except these all look the same. There's the big one. Okay. I'm going to do it and then bring in my tools with me. One of these two is going to work. Alright, a couple washers. Couple nice heavy duty washers here. Bottom. Okay. Let's see if this will go down easily or not. I think the answer was not. Doesn't appear to want to go down. Okay, so appears we have some powder coat issues inside of here. So to make this work, so now I get a square file. Square file. So now you don't know where it's hitting at, but you know it doesn't go on. So first thing you do is just go across the surface and see if we have powder coat issues. Being a nice stock part, it doesn't cut very easily. Which means I'm not really taking any metal out. Here are the high spots in there though. There we go. Quickly get knocked down. Which side did I not do yet? Okay, hole appears to be all cleaned out now. See if it's any better going down. Probably not. We'll see. There it goes. Down. Okay, looks like I need a washer on top of that. There's a big ugly fat one. Yeah, looks like crap on there. Ah, yeah, hurt. Looks like there's no room for a washer though. All right, wonderful. Yep, that's all the way down. There's no room for a lock nut on that. Usually use a lock washer and a standard nut, which looks like we have to use. This is our selection of parts right here. Looks like they were using a lock nut or something. Somebody was using one. There's a regular nut, that'll work. And no lock washer. All right. I built my bike from junk. That don't fit for squat. Wonderful. So I'm gonna find me a better nut. So this is a heavy nut, this is a standard nut. See the difference in size? So this will cover up the whole shaft without having a washer under it. We'll put Loctite on it though. Use a little bit of blue. Fuse didn't want to go on there either. A shocker. Don't need to lock none of this. It's tight threads. It's going down further. Oh yeah. Alright, it's tight. Good and tight. Okay. That part done. Put the tranny plate on it. You remember this is the back of the tranny this way. This is your back of your plate. Goes on like this. Nice fit, huh? Yeah, it fits in there somewhere. The aluminum primary does all the aligning on these late trannies, so not much holding power. These don't look like the right ones. Appear to be a little loose. Problem with heavy washers, they're always loose. Yeah, doesn't matter which ones I use. They're all about the same. The next size bigger. I don't like about them. Oh well. We gotta use. Just pick a spot semi in the middle. The inner primary is going to dictate where this sits. So for now we just want loose, tight enough that it'll stay put. We'll have to loosen it back up to adjust it. Don't forget to put the fifth bolt in here when you tighten it all in. That's important. Okay, this we're not using now. Among other things. Okay. We need to get over here, so grab the tools. Time to switch sides. Back over the bike. Okay, this is rusty metal right here, so put a little paint on these items here, just like I did before. Paint. Paint part we can't get to it, of course. You know how to use a paint can, you don't need to take everything off. No masking required. Alright, tranny goes in from the left, motor comes in from the right. tranny plate now so we can get it in there. There we go. Okay. Loctite the bolts in for the trap for the bottom plate. This is OE replacement hardware, looks like. Hopefully it's colony stuff, so it's halfway decent quality. No way of knowing for sure. Well, we will know after I torque it down. That's usually a pretty good sign. Quality. It's just warming up today, that's a plus. 30s last night down here. 42 degrees when I went home last night. It's pretty cold for California, especially San Diego. That's alright. We'll send all that cold weather back east, so we'll be happy. The commenters always say how nice they like that cold weather, so should be duly pleased. Get the bolt started before you start tightening anything. There we go. Socket. Now this bike was a semi-basket case, so he bought it in pieces. So most of the parts are here, but a lot of it's not. We kind of work through what's here and what's not here. Okay, tranny plates tighten up, sort of. Now for most people that's probably torque, but for me it's not. I actually like to tighten my hardware. That's semi-tight. tight. That's tight. Making it warm in here. And the torque I use, tight. Yeah, that's tight. That's the torque we use. The whole rack's moving. Tight. Yep. Okay, that one's tight. So the tranny's plate's mounted tight, but the tranny itself is still loose. It should move. It doesn't want to move for some reason. There we go. It's now free. Okay, before you get too involved, you gotta get the speedo cable mounted in here. You have to mount that down in here before all this primary goes on there. We're not doing it yet because we're still in mock-up, but don't forget to put that on there before the primary goes on. Also, you need to get the shift linkage on there too. Those are hard to get to when the primary's on it. Okay, so let's find our primary hardware. Let's see. Oh, this is ready to go over here. Nothing in it. Great. See, it's nice when all the hired help helps you do all the work beforehand. That'll be the owners. So, they didn't bother to put any bearings back in here. Because I gotta do everything with a shocker. Now, I doubt if you can put a regular bearing in this train. Let's see. Flex levers in line already. Nice. It rubs on a little bit. Okay, so now you can look in here and see how much bearing you got room for. These bikes don't have a lot of room for bearing. So we got to measure in here and see if we can put a regular bearing in this thing or not. It looks like it'll be very, very close to fitting. Maybe. So we got to measure that. I didn't bring my scale with me. So it's always nice if you don't bring your tools with you. I got my file though. Got to have your file. All right, put that back. Need a measuring stick. It'll be that thing right there. 6-inch scale. Then we need a bearing. So it looks like a primary bearing for a Harley. Let's see, used for spoof tranny. No, we're not doing a spoof tranny today. How about this one then? 78 to 84. That'll work. Okay, this is for the 70 and up tranny. This is the early tranny. Somewhere around here is a bearing I saw. One of these boxes or junk boxes somewhere around here. That was not it. Junk. All the junk we didn't use. If we need them. Oh, this wasn't off the box. It was in here, I saw it. Somewhere in here I saw it. This is the inner primary parts and pieces. Some of the tests we put in right now. No bearing. Why would you have a bearing? I just saw one recently. Went through all this stuff late last night. I know I saw a bearing somewhere. Not there though. Or another box of junk to look at. My tools. Don't think this is some stuff here. Nope. Nope, that ain't it. Not it. Ah, there it is. I knew I saw one somewhere. That's a 70 and later seal. Ain't room for that either. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, this is the early bearing, real thin, open, no seal on it. They didn't care about oil leaks in the day. This is a 70 later seal. If you put those two together, it's this thick. Where'd the rag go? Lost my rag. I got a rag right here. Okay, this is our late bearing, 70 and up. Figures. Okay, this is a seal bearing, which means it stays semi-dry. So you put the two together. Notice how this one's thinner, but it's thicker than a regular bearing. So we got to see if this will clear what we got for room. You take the 6-inch scale, put it next into the transmission nut. That looks like that's what hits out the best. And measure your lip. That feels like it's all the way in. Looks like we got 1, 2, 3, about 650 total. 650 total, and this is under a ½ inch. So we can put this in there and nothing else, and that should seal it up. We have to Loctite it in the case to make sure it stays put. Okay, so we can use late model part. At least it looks like we can for now. So what's all this bag? This is harder we can use, maybe? It looks like a bunch of junk in there. Look at that. I guess we're supposed to use all that for something. I see nothing in there I want to use. Okay. We have to come up with washers to go on here, and bolts for up in here. So we got to figure out where we got all that hardware out. Not in here. That could be used for that, but I think these are for something else, but these can be used. Grade 8 hardware, that's a good thing to use. Probably too short. It says it's for the kickstand. Yeah, this looks like a kickstand to me. I think we can go a little bit longer than this. It's probably some kind of a fancy lock tab that you can put in there too. But okay. So we can probably go a little bit longer in this bolt. Find something. Okay, let's see what I need. All right. Okay, let's press this into here. Put some Loctite on it. Finger off. Fit like it's supposed to be, nice and snug. Okay, so I'm going to press this in. So I'm going to wipe off the junk off the outside. Okay. Put a little blue Loctite on, make it too severe. If it slides out, it can't go right forward, we'll just hit the gear. Make the seal bad, but other than that, it won't hurt anything. Now, I'm not sure if we're doing a sealed primary on this. I think we are doing a sealed primary. Let's see. Yes. So we're going to seal up our primer here. So that means I got to plug up all the holes in it. So we have a vent hole right here that we need to plug. We got a drain hole over here, a return hole I mean, we need to plug. We got a drain hole over here that needs to be plugged. And then this here is the factory oiler. And usually what I do is I turn that into the vent. And I run a hose from here up to the back of the tranny someplace. Now this one here, someone decided they want to bend the piss out of it. Well, that's factory. I'm not sure. Either way, it's in the wrong spot for me. So we'll knock this out and move this so it goes up. So that way it won't be puking oil out of the damn thing. So right there, whatever drop goes in that will drip out of this. We don't want that to happen. And I also got to put the starter fork and stuff up in here. A whole bunch of stuff. All this stuff should have been done earlier. It wasn't. I was working on the motor, the customer could have been doing all this other work. That didn't happen. Okay, so let me go get this all cleaned up, find some parts, and I'll be back. Okay, here's the fun nobody likes doing. It's going through all your junk hardware, trying to figure out what you're going to use and not use. I'm not using any of this crap. So I gotta get this primary put together. I can't find anything I need, so I'm digging through. See, all this stuff's bagged and tagged, so I can't tell what the hell I need and what I don't need. If I know what I need, I don't care what the tag says. I can't even read what that even says. Something front. Don't know. Looks like a bunch of crap. So I don't need crap. Got a nice bag full of question mark stuff. Yeah, great. Use that on something else. This is top motor mount bolt, so get the crap out of the damn bag so you can see what the hell's in that damn stuff. Okay, so this is speedometer cable that goes in the motor. That goes right there. I didn't make it. So that screw's not for that, but that is. So I'll lay that over there. This is the top motor mount bolt, so we'll leave that next to the motor over there where we need it. That's how I do things. So this is our bag of crap here for the inner primary. Hard to see what's in the bag, so pull it out of the bag. Whatever you don't need, put back. You don't need any crap. We already got studs in that, so we don't need that. I'm not working with kicker. These are all the stock transmission screws, which we don't use. We wound up using chrome ones. We had these earlier, we could have used these. Oh well. Too late now. A lock tab we don't need. And these are just a bunch of nuts that we were probably off the original kicker cover we could have used, but oh well, we got other stuff now. So this is just a bunch of hardware if we need it. Only problem is I rarely use a non-lock nutted nut on the Harley. All they do is fall off, so I don't think I need anything out of that bag. So that bag's just basically junk. We're going to throw this junk in there too to get rid of it. I'm not using any of that junk either. Okay, so I've gone through a big box of hardware. I got this little pile right here so far I'm keeping. Okay, this supposedly is for a kickstand, which is never going to be used. Just junk out of here so you can see what's in here. I'm not using that for anything. Yeah, more junk we're not going to use for anything. Alright, we'll put that over there in a pin. We might need it someday. I did find a shifter rod with a clevis we do need. That's good. Leave that over there. We're going to use it. Okay, here's our shift fork for the primary. So it's got some wear on it here. Not too bad. That's usable. So you got to clean this up. Put that in the primary. That's all that stuff. This is our starter housing here. Looks like a nice piece of crap there. Might have to put a bearing in there or something, I'm not sure. I don't know why that's in there for. secret boxes of crap. Okay, here's a solenoid that came with it. Hopefully it works. Here's a boot we're going to need. This is wasted. Yeah. I usually waste my time with these things, but if you feel any backward movement at all, it's junk. At any point, if you feel any kind of backward movement, just throw it away. It's junk, 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 junk. I don't feel anything bad yet on it, so it might work, who knows. But the shaft here is going to tear up the bearing. That is happening from when you're using the starter motor without this connected in the primary cover. So all of this stuff is jerking on this, and it just eats the crap out of the shaft and destroys the bearing. So that bearing in there is going to be pretty well trash, whether it looks bad or not right now. Once you see that, you know it's junk. And the shaft is pretty well trashed out, but I don't know if I have one. Probably don't. Take a look. So there you go. This is all stuff that could have been cleaned up and figure out what you needed. Okay, these must be outer primary cover screws, which we will be needing. And that's the washer we need for the jack shaft. So we'll get that one out for sure. Yeah, I don't even know where the primary cover even is for this bike, if I even have one here. It'd be hard to start without one, I know that. Well, I guess it's not hard to start without it because they were using it already. That's why it looks like that. Yeah, we got a box in with the crap. Junk pile over there. Okay, now I can see what I gotta do. Parts I have are here. I can see what's good and bad. Go from there. Okay, got a bunch of baggies I don't need. Get rid of them. No, this was junk. This we're going to use later. If I can find a cover. This I don't know about. This I don't know about. Once you got a junk pile, separate your junk piles from the parts you might need to the parts you don't ever need. Otherwise you keep going through the same bags over and over and over. We've been through those bags probably 50 times. Separate them. Get them out of here. Here's a whole new kicker kit that's got a bunch of junk hardware, and I don't use any of this hardware, it's all junk. I'd rather use that rusty crap over there. It's better. Okay, so I don't have a whole hell of a lot for my primer here that I need. I got the drain plug. That's very important. I needed that. I have to find some kind of seal for it. And what else could I look for? A jack shaft. Get a starter housing bearing. Okay, a lot of little junk. Alright, well, that's how you do it. So once you figure out what you got to do, I'll need to go do it. So we'll be back.